showing mercy.
In a big city lived a man named Kareem. He worked in a large company. Everyone knew him as a smart businessman. People respected him for his skills. But they didn't like him very much. Kareem was strict and cold. He believed being tough was important. He thought caring was weak. He didn't care about others. At work, Kareem ignored his colleagues' feelings. He never listened to their problems. He always pushed them to work harder. Kareem thought kindness made people weak. He focused only on his job. He wanted to succeed alone. Kareem worked long hours every night. He rarely smiled at work. People didn't feel comfortable around him. He didn't care about anyone's happiness. Kareem was serious all the time. He thought this made him stronger. At home, Kareem was the same. His wife, Layla, tried talking to him, but Kareem didn't listen to her. They had 2 children, a boy and a girl. Kareem didn't spend time with them. He thought money was enough for his family. As long as they had food and clothes, he believed his job was done. Layla, however, was patient. She hoped Kareem would change. She waited for him to become kinder. But days passed, and nothing changed. One evening, Kareem was walking home. The streets were busy with people and cars. He was tired and in a hurry. As he crossed the road, a car came speeding towards him. The driver tried to stop, but couldn't. The car hit Kareem, and he fell to the ground. Everything around him went dark. When Kareem woke up, he was in a hospital bed. His legs hurt badly, and he couldn't move them. A doctor came in and said, "You have broken both your legs. You might not walk again." Kareem felt scared. His life had changed forever. He couldn't believe what had happened to him. How could he be stuck like this? Kareem spent weeks in the hospital. He hated depending on others for help. He was always in pain and angry. He wanted to walk again, but couldn't. It was hard for him to accept this new life. After a long time, Kareem finally went home. Layla was there waiting for him. She welcomed him with open arms. She helped him move around the house. She cooked for him and made sure he was comfortable. But Kareem was still angry. He didn't want help from anyone, not even his wife. He pushed her away and refused her kindness. For many weeks, Kareem stayed upset. He was mad at the world and mad at his fate. He didn't want to accept what had happened. He refused to eat the food Layla made. He shouted at her when she tried to help. But Layla never complained. She stayed by his side, patient and kind. She continued to care for him, even when he was harsh. As time passed, something changed inside Kareem. He began to notice Layla's constant care. She was always there for him, even though he wasn't nice to her. She smiled at him every day. She encouraged him and told him, "Everything will be okay. I'm here for you." Her words began to touch his heart. Kareem realized how selfish he had been. For years, he only thought about himself. He didn't care about his family or friends. Now, he could see how much Layla loved him. He felt ashamed of his behavior. He felt sorry for all the times he had ignored her. One day, while sitting in his wheelchair, Kareem looked at Layla. He said, "I'm sorry for everything. I've been selfish." Layla smiled softly and said, "It's never too late to change, Kareem. I believe in you." Her words filled him with hope. From that moment, Kareem decided to be different. He accepted Layla's help with gratitude. He also allowed his children to help him. They brought him food and played games with him. Kareem started to enjoy spending time with his family. He laughed with his children and listened to them. He realized that family was more important than work. At work, things changed too. Kareem had to take time off to recover. While resting at home, he thought about how he had treated his colleagues. He felt bad for being so harsh with them. So, he sent them messages apologizing for his behavior. To his surprise, many of them forgave him. They expressed their support and kindness. Kareem's injury, though painful, became a lesson. It taught him about kindness and mercy. He understood that being tough didn't bring happiness. True happiness came from being kind and loving to others. Months passed, and with physical therapy, Kareem slowly regained his strength. He could walk again, but he was not as strong as before. However, this didn't matter to him anymore. He had learned that kindness was more important than success. He had learned that family and love mattered most. Kareem became a changed man. He spent more time with his family. He played games with his children and talked to Layla about their day. He became more understanding and patient. He listened to his children's stories. He asked Layla how she was feeling. He showed his family love every day. One evening, Kareem and his family sat together at dinner. Kareem smiled and said, "I used to think success was everything. But now, I know that love and kindness are what really matter." His family smiled back. They knew that they had all grown closer through this difficult time. Kareem's journey was not just about healing his legs. It was about healing his heart. He had discovered the true meaning of life: to love and care for the people around you. In the end, Kareem found happiness not in his work, but in his family and the kindness he showed them every day.